All right, this is my spoiler review for Weapons. I have to do a spoiler review because it is so impossible to talk about this movie without any spoilers. It really is. There's a lot that the trailers don't show. Well, yeah. So anyways, happy to do the spoiler review. I don't think it'll be too long. I just want to kind of get some stuff out. If you've seen it, congratulations, you made it. The thing is, the movie isn't that scary. It's not that scary. It's very just disturbing. It's extremely disturbing, is what I would say. And it's very thrilling, and it's more of a drama and a thriller, like I thought Long Legs was. And this guy who did Barbarian, I love Barbarian too because it takes you on such a journey. This film takes you on a journey as well throughout a lot of different perspectives, and it's a little slow towards the beginning. And I think that's because I think some of the stories, some of the perspectives they went on, I feel like they went on a little bit too long, or those parts that I didn't think need to be there. Now, after seeing it a second time, I would say I still feel the same, but I understand why it was longer, because they want you to they want each character to be a full character. We're really getting a look into their life, not just what's happening, but a look into their life. So I think, even though I felt like it was a little bit slow at those points, I forgive it because the culmination of everything at the end, when all their stories intersect, it feels like you kind of care. You do care about these characters, not like a big amount, but you care about them enough to know, like, these people who are possessed, like by this lady doing this witchcraft, which is the big reveal. They're people. They're people just like you and me. It's that they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and now they're under the spell, and their brain is warped. They can't do anything to get it. Like, there's a part where the the main character Justine, she's trying to kill the guy who's trying to kill her, and this is someone she's been involved with, and she doesn't want to do it, but she even does something disgusting. She grabs a potato peeler and just slices on the guy's face, and he's not even waking up. Because his brain is just, the witch has him under her control. There's no way of snapping him out. So so she ends up having to kill him. She even shoots him in the lungs, and he's still going, but she has to shoot him right in the brain to really stop him and kill him. So, but like I said, these are full characters. When you're watching this happening, you're like, damn. But I really feel bad for the kid. I believe Alex is his name. Yeah, I feel bad for the kid. It was bad. Yeah, I feel bad for the kid, Alex, because, like, when you see his story, it sucks that, like, his life changes so much. It changes so much when his aunt comes, and you could just see this kid who was like, he was a kid, and he had to change. He had to grow. He was feeding his parents, his parents, feeding his parents, and, like, it was sad when he was trying to open the soup, and he had to put it in between his legs and try to open the soup, and it was spilling all over the floor. Like, it just like kids, they need us. Like, he's not a big boy yet, and his aunt is like make him do all this stuff, and, like, with no help at all. And it's sad to see him, like, walk through the hallways and everything. It's just like his life just changed. So his whole story was, like, sad watching that. But and the ending is interesting too, because the way they do the ending, like, I wanted to see the parents, like, snap out of it, like, oh my God, I love you and stuff, but they don't do that. The parents are like, they're gone. They're catatonic. They're like, it's like they had what do you call it? It's like they had a lobotomy, and, like, their parents are gone. And, like, so many times I watch movies, I'm like, oh, some movies, they don't have the balls to do certain things. And I'm like, this movie, like, not that I wanted a happy ending, but I think that maybe I don't think I wanted a happy ending, but I think I wanted some happy pieces. So I guess maybe the happy pieces that I got is, like, Josh Brolin's character, his son. And I was so sad that his son had to be the bully. I'm like, dang, I was caring about his son, and then when I saw it was the bully, I was like, I mean, I still care about the kid. He shouldn't be in this mess, but I'm just like, dang, I wish he wasn't the bully kid. So that was interesting. But yeah, so I guess the light, the tunnel was, like, the narrator, the girl, she's like, oh yeah, eventually the kids start talking again. Some of the kids, you know, it doesn't really give you a happy ending. Really, it's like, even though the witch is done. But yeah, and then let's talk about the witch's death. Witch's death was insane. I liked it. That's the first time I watched the film, when she was running and she was screaming like crazy, like ah. I'm like, that kind of took me out a little bit. I'm like, okay, I guess it's being a little comedic. But then the second time, I enjoyed it more, and I think it was because, one, because I was expecting it, and two, because I knew what she was screaming for. The first time, I think she was going crazy. I'm like, why is she screaming like that? And then when what happens to her when her body gets pulled apart and her eyes are gouged, I think that's why she's screaming like that. Because she understands the weight of the snap. She understands there's no escape. So she's comical, but she's also hysterical. So that's really what it is. But to me, it came out comical. But yeah, so when they were tearing her apart, I was just like, oh my God, yo. Like, pulling her face apart and everything. I was just like, it was a good comeuppance, because sometimes you watch movies and you want to see the big bad get messed up, and either they don't get really messed up or they get really rehabilitated or what. And she got messed up really bad, and it was satisfying. It was satisfying to see that happen, and especially for the kids to do it. 'Cause I'm like, dang, yo, the kids chasing her was badass. I was like, that's kind of insane how that's just happening to this lady. But other than that, I gotta say, man, like, I enjoyed it. Like, I just gave this movie like a 4 out of 5. I do stand on that. I do still feel like the beginner's a little bit slow at certain points because of the way they're telling the story, but it ties up well enough that I forgive it. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get why they did certain things. And like I said, the way they're pulling her apart is insane. But other than that, I'm interested to see what this guy does. Zach Cregger, like I said, he did Barbarian, and I love Barbarian. It was a very unexpected experience. And he did this too. So I would say definitely look out for him if you see his name on anything. Probably want to check it out. And yeah, I recommend it. Check it out for sure. Anything else? Let's see. All right, witches. Let's talk about witches. Okay. All right. I understand some people may believe stuff, some people don't believe stuff. For me, it was more scary because like, long story short, I had a friend, or I shouldn't say friend, I had an ex-girlfriend. She took me to this place. It was like a haunted town. She thought it was a cool date. I was like, all right, cool, let's go check it out. I didn't know it was a haunted town. She just said, oh, this is a cool town. It's like a hippie town. It was not a hippie town. You walk in and like, it's a town that looks like it's super old, and like the back streets of this place in Florida. And like, bro, it looked like they had like these big haunted houses that people come from thousands of miles to stay in these hotels. And I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to do that. She was like, I don't know, I just want to check it out. It's just like some hippie dippy stuff. So I was like, all right, cool, we can check out the hippie vibes, check out the crystals and stuff. But then like they got these people doing seances at night. They have these flyers all over the town. And I was there with her, and I was like, you thought this was gonna be cute? She's like, I thought it was gonna be cute, but, and we were laughing the whole time driving home. I was just like, I don't know about that. And she's like, yeah, I know, it wasn't what I expected. So when I saw this movie, I was kind of like, I was a little bit more in the feels, because like, I don't really believe that stuff. I mean, it feels like it's based on some sort of reality. So that's really kind of made me have goosebumps even right now. I'm just like, damn, thinking about it, it's kind of insane. And another reason I give this, like I said, 4 out of 5 is because, like I said, still a really good score, but and how I felt about it. But I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about the way certain movies end. For me, the way this ended, it ended so abruptly. Like, all right, boom, it's good over. You guys got what you wanted. Here you go, get out of here. Pretty good, still good ending. But I still like to see the aftermath. You know, I wish they showed us, gave us maybe 4 to 5 minutes of just aftermath. Maybe some news clips showing us like the town, people like figuring out what's going on, piecing stuff together, letting us know like what, like just people's reactions to what happened. You know, some of the parents, like, that's all I wanted. Just a little bit more of the aftermath would have been nice. Yeah, it would have been nice to see a little bit of the aftermath. So I did want to just say that. And yeah. And I think the intro that they had is, I would say, a little too long. I mean, it is still good. It still works with the story, but I think the narration works better in the trailer than it does in the actual movie. Like when the movie started, I was like, okay, this narration is going a little too long. They could have cut out way more. They could have cut the narration at like 1 minute, maybe like 2 minutes. The narration was probably, I feel like it was like at least 5-6 minutes. It was really long. But like I said, it works better in the trailer than it does in the film, I think. But other than that, it's my only little gripes I just want to say. But other than that, I love the film. And yeah, if you haven't seen Barbarian, check out Barbarian by the same guy who directed this. See if you like it. It's on HBO Max. But this was great. But that's all it. I just want to say it's Dejo, know the name, spread love and light. Take care. And you guys